Hello, Internet. So I've just had 2 letters from the NHS. And it's really weird because they keep saying the NHS is in chaos and nobody's getting treated and da-da-da. But I keep getting things from them. So I've been offered a free COVID. Today I've been offered a free health check. So I just make that appointment and they measure. I'm going to go because I want to show them how good I am for 62. I want them to say, wow, that's really incredible because, oh, hello, cat. Hello, gorgeous. Because I'll be, I won't be overweight. They measure your waist, though. I thought I'm going to have to breathe in a bit. The thing is, when you get older, if you release the muscles, what falls forward isn't fat, it's just skin. Just the 2 inches of flabby skin. Excess skin, I should say. And your blood pressure, I guess that's it. Your height, weight, blood pressure, I think that's it. Maybe some general things. Find out if you smoke or drink, and I'll be able to say no, I do neither. I'm going to go just so that I can be like a SWAT, somebody who got commended in their homework, and did it on time. I actually did it a week early. So I'm quite excited about that. And then I got another letter from them, which I can't remember what it was for now, but it was something NHS-y. Oh yes, do you remember the poop? I was carrying my poop around for a week, and then I'd put the wrong date on it. So then I did another one, posted that off, and they've said there's nothing. It's absolutely fine. I don't need to be tested for 2 years. So how cool is all that? That's pretty good, isn't it? They haven't got back to me about my cancer checks, though. So as it's my 5th year and I'm still here and alive and there's nothing wrong with me, I guess I'm not going to push for them. They told me I'd have to be tested for the rest of my life. But clearly, it's a waste of everyone's time sticking me in that machine and taking my blood. And, it must cost a fortune to do all that every year. So I think I've had 5 years of it, maybe already. So yeah, I'm feeling nice and healthy today, which is good. But unfortunately, my mum they've found a cancerous mole. Well, it's not a mole, right? It was she presumed it was a apologies. She assumed it was a dark spot, and it was becoming darker. And I noticed that she was putting cover up on it, when we were out in the sun. But of course, my eyes are terrible. I only wear my glasses to do my phone and stuff like that. And so when we're out for coffee or something, I'm not wearing glasses. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe less actually, probably last week, she said, could I remove it? Obviously, because I'm beauty trained, with my laser. And I said, well, no, you need to go and get that checked out because it was changing colour. It was raised where it had been flat, and she's got 2 types of cancer, not the nasty one, which is a melanoma. She's got the ones, I can't remember what they're called, but they're skin cancers, but they're very, very common in the elderly, very, very common, and especially after 90, I believe, but very curable. They don't normally spread very quickly. They just whip them out and it's sorted. But I feel very sorry for Mum because she's always been, my daughters say it's vanity, but I think it's a harsh criticism being told you're vain. But that is exactly what she is not looking forward to, and that's what she's upset about. They're going to remove it. She will have an unsightly repair job until the stitches are out, and after that it's going to be red and inflamed and what have you. And she's acclimatized to the idea, and she said she's not going out for a few weeks. I would just go out with a huge bandage, and whenever anybody said, oh my goodness, what have you got, I'd say cancer. I'm surprised my mum doesn't want to do that, because she's such a hypochondriac, but she's only a hypochondriac with certain things, not anything to do with something on her face that, might be deemed unattractive. And that's the sort of woman she is. She was a very beautiful young woman who was completely objectified by my father, And, you know, once you've been, and actually her sister's very similar, and that's how they were brought up. You are fodder for men. And unfortunately, it's, if that's all you have, you do over focus on it. But, you know, it's her right to feel whatever she wants. We can't, I guess it's a bit like if somebody had to have a mastectomy and they just left it because why bother? Or somebody who couldn't bear it and they wanted reconstructive surgery. I'm not entirely sure if I'd bother with reconstructive surgery, to be honest. And I've got a friend who's 90, which is actually a friend of my mum's, and she had a double mastectomy many years ago and just didn't have a reconstruction done. She said there was no point. She wasn't going to get married again. Her husband had died very young. You know, she had a very fulfilling life that didn't involve men or showing her breasts to anyone. So, you know, it affects people in different ways, doesn't it? That this vanity, and it can be a curse, but, you know, never be told that, God, you're so vain. Never listen to that, because, you know, vanity is a prison in a way. And we live in a society which does put women in prisons constantly, all sorts of prisons. So yes, but there's a lot going on. And then today I waved to somebody on my bike, and then I took my eyes off the road and I brought them back, and there was a lot going on. I mean, there was no danger, but there was quite a bit going on. And I thought, God, I can't believe I turned away from the road. You should never do that. And mostly I was just thinking, you know, my poor mum, if I had an accident and, you know, a bad accident and broke something, I mean, that would be awful, because just as she's waiting for her appointment for this removal. So I thought, I must keep my eyes on the road. I must be a bit more careful, because, you know, not that she depends on me for absolutely everything. We've got plenty of help around, but, you know, we don't want to, you know, have loads of worries all piling on top of one another. I think that's the thing, isn't it? And I said to Mum just now, actually, I said, you know, Mum, you are getting old. I'm finally saying that. I've only just started. She's 81. And I said, I think we have to accept that there's a new way of living now. And if it's not one thing, it's another. Because things are starting to give up. Because, I mean, she had a hip problem for 2 years. And that's really almost still going on, you know. So it was a bit longer than 2 years, actually. You know, it was 18 months of extreme pain, and then another year waiting for the surgery to heal. And now it's a skin cancer, and there'll be something next. Because the sad truth, my dear Elderescence fans, the sad truth of aging is that things start to drop off. Things drop off, things give up. And you're more likely to have an ailment at any one given time than not have an ailment. Do you see what I mean? I mean, I've got 2 already. So I think you have to learn as an elder to navigate the inevitable, and to not make it life destroying. That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I sort of thought, you know, well, at least you're not 20 and having it. I mean, that would be really shite, wouldn't it? In your sort of sexual growth period, where, you know, you're looking for partners and all that matters in the world is that. And you've got this big hole on your cheek where they've just cut out your cancer. I mean, that would be more understandable, I think. But you know, at 81, well, I sort of thought, I did feel a bit like that this morning. And then I thought, well, maybe that's a bit mean of me. How would I feel? Well, it wouldn't bother me. I'd just get on with, you know, my day to day. And I'd probably do, you know, maybe I'd probably blog about it, and maybe even do an Instagram page, you know. I'd work that and have some fun with it while it was there. But, you know, Mum obviously has her way of doing things, and we're all very, very different. So, you know, thank goodness. So, what else? I have decided that the next book after this one, I've put a really nice Kimtan up today. Go and have a look at it. It's on my Facebook. I'll put it on the blog in a minute. Really lovely, jobby. Loved it. A recycled quilt. Superb recycled quilt with matching scarf. So nice. So warm. I mean, really festivally. And I just thought, I mean, obviously I'm going to sell it on eBay, but I just thought that I'd probably wear that if I was going to a barbecue or Guy Fawkes night or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I'd wear it because it looks like the warmest thing ever. Or if I lived in a van, girl with van, granny with van, I'd be wearing that as I did, went to empty the what do they call it? The chemical loo in the morning. I could just see me doing that, sort of grey, straggly hair and several cats, and they'd follow me. The sleuth, do they call it the sleuth? As I emptied the sleuth, they'd follow me in my rather dashing Kimtan, handmade by Sarnia, as I emptied the detritus of the day before. I don't know if that's how it works. I mean, I think ladies with vans actually poo outside. I think I've seen programmes and they say they don't poo inside. It's really just much better for the environment to do it out against a tree. Imagine. I can't imagine doing that. It would put the fear of God in me. I'd worry that an earwig would run up my bottom or something. Do you know what I mean? Or I'd get a caterpillar infestation in my crack. And that would mean that I wouldn't go quite as low as I should. And then there'd be the other risks involved, like, getting it on my feet or something. I was married, well, I've been married a lot of times, but I was married, my second actually. We were at this festival, it's an illegal festival in Bristol, right? It's all the punks were there. And I didn't have my shoes on. I really needed to go to the toilet. So he gave me a piggyback to go and have a wee. And then he gave me a piggyback to come back and dropped me. And I landed barefoot in a human feces. I did. And I had 2 kids and we had limited water. And I was saying, no, I need the water to clean my fucking foot. And we were like, no, we need to drink it. Just one of the worst experiences of my life, my friends. Which is why I no longer camp. Much nicer to glam camp, but even that is glamping. Even that's not. It's not quite. It's not quite perfect. Do you know what I mean? There's still toiletry issues. There's always a toilet issues. Like, it's not a house. I mean, it doesn't get less glamorous than that, does it? You need a bloody house to lead any sort of glamorous life, not a tent with, some cabin for a loo. There's always an outdoor loo as well in gangster movies, isn't there, when somebody gets shot? I mean, I think about those things. Anyway, I've waffled on far too much about poop today. Another poop broadcast. Lots of poop. Okay, guys, that's it. I'll be off ski and I'll chat later on. I suppose I should mention the website. Sarnia Enterprises. That's SARNIA. Enterprises with an S. .blogspot.com. But actually, just Google Telltale Club or iServalan, or because all of my sites are now linked. I've worked very hard. My AI has helped me organise my empire. And it's really paid off. I know what I'm doing. I know where I am. And I do have lots and lots of interconnecting websites. So they all know each other. They're all friends. So you will find me wherever I am. Handmade by Sarnia. That's another one. .blogspot.com. And I'm moving away from all of the websites eventually will just be blogspots because I don't want to have to pay for all these, these domains. It's silly. There's no need to pay for those. Google have really changed the searches now and they will find you with a blogspot quite perfectly well.